We should have seized all Saudi Arabian assets in this country, declared war on Saudi Arabia, rounded up every one of their citizens living in our country and executed them on public television, and then fired multiple nuclear warheads at that country.
Okay, we are back with another video, and firstly I want to just say sorry I haven't been around to make a video. I've been working. I've just picked up a new task, and it's quite hardcore, so I've been working a lot of hours, and yeah, just something that Jason Blaha's never done. So work for a living, be a man, that sort of thing. Yeah, completely alien to Jason Blaha, but there you go. Anyway, so today we're going to review two of his videos where he reviews two other YouTubers, of course. That's where he makes his YouTube shekels from, doesn't it? YouTube shekels, gotta get those. And this is how he makes it, 800 YouTube shekels a month. And this is my response to his response to Joe Fazer. So I'm reviewing his video. He has decided to inject himself into the conversation. Not that he was welcome or asked to join, but he's decided to make a response video to Joe Fazer, who has 73,000 subs and is a little sort of young lad. He's I think he must be about 18 or so. And how to gain muscle as a skinny teenager. So let's start things off with Blaha, then we'll look at the video he's talking about and take it from there, because I'm doing two videos in one here. So we're going to look at Joe Fazer and also V-Shred. Okay, so these came out back to back from Jason Blaha, and it really shows you how his mind was working. Maybe he was doing this late at night, you know, where he was all alone. He's always alone, isn't he? He's always alone. But yeah, he's alone with his laptop, feeling, you know, how he feels, and watching these young men and these young boys. And the two videos he decided to do were Skinny Teenager, How to Get Muscle, and V-Shred, how to grow your booty. So young men, young boys, and booty. Sounds like Jason's perfect night. I don't know. But he's obviously spent a lot of time researching these videos, talking about booties and how to get a firm, tight tush and all that sort of stuff. So we're going to get cracking on this, and let's see what the most depraved person on YouTube has to say about a young skinny teenage boy and another chap working his glutes, or as the booty warrior talks about it, the booty.
And fuck this faggot.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. You guys know what time it is. Time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And for those of you who like these type of videos, please remember to click the like down below.
Trying to show some personality. For those of you who like these videos, click like down below. Look, this is his man face, trying to be alpha. He's about as alpha as a little pink fairy.
If you're not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, ring my bell, baby.
Ring my bell, baby, my ring piece.
Regular viewers, himself a skinny undereater, one of my regular viewers.
Look at him, look, how one of his regular viewers told him about Joe Fazer, who's a skinny kid, yeah? So look at the little bit of enjoyment, little twitch in the trousers there, as he thinks about a skinny undereater. Watch.
Himself a skinny undereater, one of my regular viewers, sent me a link from a smaller channel by the name of Joe Fazer. And she's like, Jason, I think you'll like the video, check it out. And at first I'm like, oh, skinny teenager. Okay, let's see what he's doing. Then I look.
So one of his G4P boys sent him a link to this video. Why would you send a link to Jason Blaha about an 18-year-old, skinny 18-year-old kid?
really and
You know,
truly
why would you
believe
do
I'm
that?
like a pedophile or a child
This
molester.
is a skinny 18-year-old kid who joins a gym and he gets bigger, you know. So I think he starts out about 15 years old. This is his transformation. 15, 16 years old. And, you know, when we're 16 years old, we start out as skinny kids, you know. Apart from Blaha, who was obese when he was 17, 18, 19. And he's said on record that he was obese when he was 17, 18, and 19. And then somehow he got involved with the CIA and they contracted him to do snatch and grabs
I trained at the
and
farm
in
at
the powder
Langley.
wars and all
Anyone who
this
knows this, I did.
nonsense as an obese 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid. And he even says, you know, when he left college or school, not college, he didn't go to college, when he left school, he put on even more weight. He got even fatter. And but the CIA still contracted him. Anyway, so anyone
Bring
who's
it. I
been a
will
fit,
fucking
active
end
young
you.
kid knows that, you know, you're usually skinny at that age, you know. And then this guy's gone to the gym, and this is his journey. So he goes from, looks like 15, 16-year-old here, and I've got pictures of me when I'm sort of 17, 18, 19, when I started training. I was always skinny. I always had abs and all that sort of stuff. Very slim. And then I started training. And I'll put some pictures up in a second. And you can see from my pictures that, you know, I start off very slim, a bit like this, a bit bigger than this kid. And then I build up a bit, you know. And your body changes from the age of, say, 15 to 18, your body changes. And it keeps changing all the way until you're about 29, 30. In Britain, we call it filling out. So if you see someone that's, you know, if you go to school and they look like this, if you don't see them for 15 years and then you suddenly bump into them, they fill out and they get bigger. Their muscles get bigger just naturally. Your bone structure changes. It gets denser and heavier. And you fill out. You become a man. This is why a lot of the UFC fighters, for example, Conor McGregor, he will find it very hard to go down to 145 now because his body has changed. He's now 30 years old. When he was 25, he could get down to 145. Yeah, he can probably still get to 155, but he couldn't get to 145 because his body has changed. He's now a man. He's filled out. And this is what happens. Although Jason Blaha was always heavily overweight, as he said, and obese, and he even sort of got so obese that he became bedbound, you know. So Jason Blaha wouldn't know anything about this because he's never been a healthy teenager. You know, we know this. He's told it. He's told the story. Yeah, so this young lad, you know, documents his journey, yeah, and he just gets bigger and bigger, and, you know, he puts on a bit of muscle, he goes to the gym, and starts putting on a bit of muscle. He's very tall, so it takes him a bit more effort to put muscle on. When you're taller, it's much harder to put muscle on. But this is his journey. Where's he gone? All this text in here. But, you know, you can see him putting on a bit of muscle. Now, my guess is he would have put on muscle anyway because his body would have changed as he got older. But like I say, Jason Blaha doesn't know anything about being a healthy, normal, sort of fit teenage, because he never was. Yeah. So he's just got bigger. He's grown into a man. Yeah, he's growing into a man. He's not quite a man yet. He's still a young lad, you know, but he's got a long way to go. All right, so this is a normal journey of any sort of 15, 16-year-old kid as they get to about 18, 19. Their body changes and they start to put on muscle. But Jason Blaha seems and thinks to know best. He knows more than anyone, of course he does. He's the queen of Google. So let's hear what he has to say about this young lad. And it's just, firstly, I mean, like I say, it's very disturbing that a 42-year-old man is looking at this young kid half naked. I mean, I reviewed the video. I haven't watched it. I just flicked through it like we just did there. And it makes me feel quite uncomfortable to look at a young lad, 18 years old. You know, I don't want to look at young lads with their shirts off and that. It's not really my thing, but it is his thing. We know this. Yeah, he loves young twinks, as they call them. Young muscular men like V-Shred, all that stuff. He likes this sort of thing. So let's just hear what he's got to say, because he knows best, right? Blaha knows best.
It's like, okay, well, this guy has run I wrote this program like 7 years ago. My novice 5x5, which ended up being hosted on a couple of different websites, have it up.
Jason Blaha's 5x5. Do we believe it's his? This guy, I mean, it just, it shows how much he's been lying through the years. Fake Merc, fake powerlifter, fake coach, fake marathon runner, fake sharpshooter, fake street racer. It goes on and on and on. But fake 5x5 writer. Yeah, he reckons he wrote this 5x5 program. This 5x5 program has been around since the 50s. Yeah? Bill Starr created the 5x5 program that focused primarily on power clean, bench press, and back squat. Yeah? That is the original 5x5. Then Reg Park tweaked it. Yeah? This was done in 1960. This is the original 5x5 program that Jason Blaha has stolen, plagiarized, and called his own. Yeah, this is when it was developed in the 1960s. It was taken and refined in the 1960s. It was created in the 1950s. This is a picture of Reg Parks with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So another lie coming out of Jason Blaha's mouth. Everything that comes out of his mouth is a lie.
Fuck this gay for pay faggot. Fuck him.
And the thing's been out there for years. Probably 10,000 people run that program. And it's been up there a long time. He ran it. He made some discussions about what he's done, and he's got some interesting advice. And I watched it, and I'm actually going to agree with a lot of what Joe said here. He's right. And this is stuff that I know from dealing with my own clients, that I know from dealing with.
What clients, Blaha? What clients? When do you do these clients? When do you do these online coaching sessions with your spreadsheets? When do you do it? When? Because your output of videos has not changed, yeah? You're still doing your drama nonsense, clickbait for shekels, go get the shekels. Yeah, clickbait for shekels, you're still doing them. You're still doing your silly sort of gay for pay stuff in the bedroom, in your booty shorts and your socks and your boots, with your chains and your straps. You're still doing that. The output has remained the same. Still doing your sock account Q&As. Yeah, you're still doing them. Your output, video output has remained the same. And even unedited, boring, crappy videos like yours take time to film and upload. When are you doing these clients, Blaha? Where are they? Who are they? Prove that you have a client. Why aren't they in your comment section endorsing you? Watch him here go and get on his sock accounts now, start sort of typing into his account, into his comment section on his videos. He'll log in as a sock account and start sort of endorsing himself, which is no doubt what he does anyway. Just sock accounts. I don't even want to think about how many sock accounts this guy has got, because he writes all his own questions out in his Q&A sessions. So when does he do these fantasy clients of his? I am a coach, an online coach. When does he do them?
The public and everything for years of the problems you have that are specific to skinny teenagers who are trying to bulk up and gain muscle. When I say bulk up, we don't mean get fat. And that's what people forget, is that he talked a lot about just having to eat, and a lot of people have criticized him for that advice, but it is true. And I know what he's talking about there, because I have a client right now who I'm going through that with, who's a 19-year-old skinny guy who we're bulking him, but I can't put fat on him. And
Absolute nonsense. So he reckons he's got a 19-year-old skinny guy paying $200 to $250 a month for this coach to coach him online. Do we believe him? Oh yeah, I believe him, because he's so honest. Everything he says is legit. He's never told a lie in his life. Yeah. You got a 19-year-old kid that you can't put weight on him, and you're coaching him. You're his coach, yeah? Nonsense.
literally have him force feeding to gain any weight, to gain muscle, and it's working. He's gaining muscle, gaining strength. He's getting bigger. But he has a deep six-pack. Okay.
So how long's Blaha been coaching? How long's he been coaching? What, a month? Month or so? Just over a month? Apparently he's a coach now. So in that month, this guy's getting bigger already. Coach Blaha must have some amazing techniques and skills and methods to get these kids really big. Absolute nonsense. He hasn't got any clients. He's not a coach. It's just absolute nonsense. And if he was a normal healthy teenager, as a teenager, he'd know that you can eat and eat and eat and eat and you won't put weight on. Yeah, I remember when I was 17, 18, I would eat everything. You know, in my 15 to about 17, 18, I would eat everything, and I was still had a six-pack. I was still ripped up. And then as I sort of slowly got older, 21, body started to change a bit. Started putting on more muscle, and then as I got into my late 20s, then my body really did change, and it's much easier to put on weight then as well. All right, but Blaha's always been obese. He said that as a child he was fat, and as a teenager he was fat, and he was bedbound. He made himself bedbound from eating, overeating, and being obese, and all this nonsense. So who are we to believe? Blaha, who's never been a fit, healthy young man, or just normal people that have trained and have been healthy. And if he was healthy, he'd know that you can't put weight on when you're at that age.
Eating junk food all day, and I can't get rid of his abs. They're staying. And so the interesting thing that we have to look at is the balance between workload and food. And Joe had mentioned.
Anyway, so he just rambles on about this young boy, this young twink, yeah, as Jason Blaha would call him, and people in his circle would call him, in his sort of community, let's say. So he talks about a young lad, 18 years old, and then he goes on to start talking about this guy and his booty. So this guy's talking about training your quads and your legs. This is the exercise, one exercise for getting bigger legs. And he goes into talking about his glutes. And of course, Jason Blaha loves a bit of glute action, right? Bit of backdoor fun. The old backdoor man. I'm a backdoor man. Yeah, old Blaha's a backdoor man.
What you need to remember is that with men, we identify with our penis. We are one with our penis. It defines a large part of our identity. It defines our masculinity for us.
So he likes a bit of booty action, and
leg muscles are under tension. And so what we're going to do is what I call 2, 3, 4, 5s. And so what this means is we're going to be going for 2 slow reps. We're going to move into 3 fast reps right after that.
Yeah, again, it's just, it's a training video. We know how to train legs. We know how to train our body parts. We've been doing it since the days of Rome and gladiators and Greece and all that sort of stuff. We know what makes us fit. Most of us have got 2 arms, 2 legs, a head and a torso. And they all move in the same way, our arms, our legs, we know how to train our bodies. So people trying to reinvent things, it doesn't do anything for me. They're basic fundamental exercises that you do to get muscle. Yeah, that's it. So I don't want to listen to all this nonsense about this is, oh, we've reinvented it and this is a better way of doing it than has always been done. You know, if you're into basics, keep it simple. That's what I say. Anyway, but Jason Blaha thinks he knows best because he's a coach. 20 years in the iron game. Anyway, so he's talking about V-Shred's booty. So young boys and young men and booties. Jason Blaha's favourite subjects.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I'm just sitting here drinking my morning coffee.
Now, just as an off, you know, we're always saying, you know, Jason Blaha is a tiny little man. And he's always saying, you know, oh, I'm much bigger in person. Oh, yes, I'm intimidating. I'm an alpha male. Oh, I intimidate people when I walk in the room. Yeah. I still think he's around about 5'6". Yeah, because he wears 2-inch boots, which take him up to about 5'8". Yeah. We know he wears the booster boots. And he's a tiny little man. He's got serious hang-ups about it. We know this, Napoleon complex, if you want to call it that. But he's a little fella. Very petite as well. We know this. But just how petite? Because he doesn't go out. No one sees him in public. Scared to go out because of the Muslims. The Muslims might get me. 1.5 billion Muslims have a fatwa for insulting Islam and saying he wants to nuke it and all that sort of stuff. And he's, you know, killed Hajis and all that stuff, you know, so Blaha's on the wanted list from a billion Muslims. Anyway, so very tiny little man. I mean, you can see how tiny his wrists are and his little hands here, because this is a normal-sized mug. This is a normal-sized coffee cup. And you know in Lord of the Rings, you know, the movie where you got the hobbits and they pick up a normal-sized cup and it's huge and they're drinking from it. It's the same sort of thing here. This is a regular-sized coffee cup. It's not a super large one or anything like that. This is just a regular-sized coffee mug or tea mug or whatever you want to call it. It's a mug. And look how big it is compared to his little hand and his little wrist and his little arm. You know, if he was to try on women's clothes, which no doubt he has, but I'd say he could squeeze into a 6 or an 8. He is really the size of my fiancée, and she is an 8, very petite. And looking at him, his wrists and his forearms and his hands, he has a very delicate structure that is on par with a petite girl who would fit into maybe a 6 or an 8 size dress. Just throwing it out there, yeah? Because this is a regular cup and it looks massive. Just like in Lord of the Rings with the hobbits, you know? They got a big cup, a normal cup, and it looks huge. This is him.
Yes, people accuse us of being fake. That's a real sip.
There you go, the old Coke Zero. He has to show it, doesn't he? No one believes anything he says, not even if he's drinking coffee. That looks to me like either Coke Zero or gravy. Or it could be cough mixture, you know, cough medicine. He drinks it because it's got codeine in it or something, you know, that's what you know, he's trying to get off the meth, so he's drinking cough medicine.
And fuck this faggot.
That cup right there. It's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. For those of you who like these type of videos, please remember to click like down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, click that subscribe.
Why is he doing it? If you haven't subscribed yet, please click down below. And those of you like the... Why is he talking like that?
Subscribe button. Click the little notification bell. Ring my bell, baby. But on to the topic at hand. On to the point. Someone, a regular follower, linked a V-Shred video from events over at V-Shred about how to build your booty. And normally, I've been saying lately, guys, I'm not going to really do negative videos these days, so I'm going to stick with just criticism of this. But this is the kind of thing...
He's not going to do negative videos, he's just going to stick with criticism. So he's going to make an 11-minute video criticising V-Shred, but it's not negative. You can't make it up, can you? 11-minute video criticising someone, but it's not negative.
That when people put out, it needs to be addressed because a lot of people follow this channel. It has a pretty big following, and the information here was very, very, very bad in terms of just developing your glutes. And
the information on this video was very, very, very bad. So this guy who clearly works out in a gym with 80 kilograms on the leg press. Yeah, 80 kilograms. And the information this guy's giving out is very, very bad, according to Google Blaha.
And this is something that I care about a lot because I have clients who have glute weaknesses. I have actual clients that I coach who need glute-specific work. No.
Glute-specific work. Glute-specific work. Really, Jason? You have clients that need their booties to be nice and firm and tight? I bet you do.
Nothing in here is anything that I would prescribe for them. My people need very rapid increases in size, strength, and power in their glutes.
His people need very, very rapid increases in size, strength, and power in their buttocks. Who are these people, Jason? Who are they?
So we actually work on this. These are not the exercises that any coach uses to build your glutes up. But it's important for us to remember too, with a channel like Vince is on, is that Vince is a paid actor, and a lot of people don't know this, but that is true. Vince is an actual actor and a model that V-Shred hired to be their face on their channel. It's just a fitness company that was started by some people who don't really know much about training or fitness who wanted to start a company. Right? It's a business endeavor, not an actual.
Wow, tell us something new, Jason. Is that your insider secret from your contacts, that companies hire athletes to promote their products? Wow, what an insight. I mean, are you impressed, kids? Because I am. Jason spilled the beans on an insider secret that companies hire actors and models to promote their equipment, product, or service. Wow. I thought Calvin Klein was really modeling Calvin Klein underpants. I thought that was actually him. What an idiot. Rich Piana, before his 5% company was created, was working promoting Mutant. This happens everywhere. It's why the model industry exists. And you'd know that because you used to be a male model. And he's given us insider tips as to what goes on. Absolute nonsense. Just fills his videos with rubbish. Who doesn't know that actors are used to promote products?
Real fitness enterprise. And so you see a lot of goofy stuff like this being put out. Now, he gave 5 extra.
So goofy stuff like this. So this is goofy, getting a model to promote whatever product it is, yeah, or service. But a man sitting in a cupboard or a closet, 42 years old, sitting in a closet with a fake, with a flag, fake flag stuck on the wall behind him, wearing the same t-shirt for months, with an old coffee cup he's been using for about 5 or 6 years. Yeah, this isn't goofy, is it, Blaha? No, that's not goofy at all. Yeah, this is goofy, sitting in a closet making videos about young boys and young men and their buttocks. That's not goofy. Where does this guy get off? Well, we know where he gets off. He gets off when he's watching young boys and guys building their buttocks, when he's reviewing their videos. That's where he's getting off.
Exercises for helping with your glutes, and I'm going to give credit where credit is due. The very last one out of the 5 was good. Like, it messed up everything else. They actually took 2 exercises that can build your glutes very effectively and ruin them. But the very last one, the kettlebell swings, I'm cool with that. I'm cool.
He's cool with that, kids. Anyway, so again, just real nonsense from Blaha. It's always nonsense, isn't it? We know this. So I'm just going to click his community tab, because this is always fun to look at. And this is where he's trying to be motivating. Trying to motivate you. Yeah, let's have a look at this. So, look at this nonsense, this post that he's made here. Look. Struggle refines us. If you want to give up and go home, then quit. No one is stopping you. Voluntary hardship tempers us like steel in a forge. We come through it harder and stronger. However, no one is making you do it. Strength is a choice, and so is weakness. And here's a picture of him with his, fake weights, fake plates on the bar, pretending that he's doing a lot of weight, It's nearly killing him just to lift a couple of real plates with a load of fake plates jammed on. Yeah, so this is supposed to be inspirational. Where did he get it from? Who knows? Probably one of his silly quotes from his World of Warcraft or Dungeons and Dragons games. Who knows? But absolute nonsense. Go home. Look, if you want to give up and go home, then quit. Well, Jason, you're already at home. You never leave your home. Section 8 housing, I think they call it. You never go anywhere. You're always at home. Anyway, I've had enough of this. I hope it was informative. If this video felt a little lackluster, and I feel it did, the energy was low, is because this is the second crack at this video. I recorded a video before, 35 minutes, and as I was editing it, I lost it. It just vanished. I searched my computer, couldn't find it. So this is a remake of the one that just vanished. So I'm a little bit annoyed about that I lost it. But there you go, it's life. Anyway, I'm going to sign off now. So like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, tell a family. Most importantly, leave a comment down below. Let's talk about this. Is it healthy for a 42-year-old man who sits in a closet wearing the same t-shirt for months to be looking at 18-year-old boys and other men's buttocks? Is it really healthy? Is that the sort of thing people want to see on YouTube? Let's talk about it in the comments. But until next time, I'm out of here.
If you enjoy eating meat, then just eat meat. And I would say, well, if you enjoy raping women, just go rape a woman. I mean, it fucking feels good, right? Bring it. I will fucking end you. Hey, fuck this Haji. I'm going to shoot him in the gut at 300 yards and let him bleed out for a little while. And then when he's too weak to fight back, me and my friends are going to go pick him up and have a little fun with him and make him fucking talk before we feed him to the pigs.